WNTN Radio Boston, welcome back to my show, Itali-Echo. This is your host again, Viviana Dragani, and today I have two guests, two opera singers. My first guest is Ilya Silchukov, a Belarusian baritone, and he debuted his career at the National Opera and Ballet of Belarus in 2005. And ever since his debut, he has shared his appearance at several European opera houses. Welcome.
Hey everybody, it's a pleasure. Thanks for having us here, Viviana. It's a pleasure being with you.
Thank you so much for joining us today. And my second guest is Olga Lisovska, opera singer as well and vocal coach. And we hosted her multiple times on Itali-Echo. So thank you so much for being back with us today.
Oh, it's always a pleasure being with you, Viviana.
Thank you. So we will be chatting today about the event, which will take place on January 18th at 6:30 p.m. in Cary Hall in Lexington. But first and foremost, we would like to know more about Ilya's career. So could you please tell us more about you performing in Italy and especially at La Scala?
Well, it was priceless experience, and of course, it remains in my memory for decades. As every opera singer, his dream role and his dream stage is, of course, La Scala, and you read about it in books, and you listen to the records of those who, the prominent opera singers, and of course, it was like priceless. Experience for me was a year ago. It was last summer. It was production of Dvorak Rusalka. So it was staged by renowned regie and stage manager. Her name is Emma Dante, and it was conducted by Tomasz Hanus. It's famous and the best conductor is who is specialized on field of Dvorak heritage. Yes.
Wonderful. And tell us more about your favorite repertoire.
The favorite repertoire is for the baritone is, of course, my kind of baritone, or noble or cavalier baritone is Russian, French rap, like Massenet, Tchaikovsky, and a lot of young Verdi as well, Donizetti, and a lot of stuff with Bellini, all bel canto repertoire. So, and actually, one of the parts we performed together with by BISO on stage is Cavatina di Figaro from Il Barbiere di Siviglia.
Great opera. Thank you so much. And Olga, so you brought this incredible orchestra here. What is the mission of Boston International Symphony Orchestra and what makes it different from all the other orchestras in the Boston area?
So, Viviana, our world right now is so divided. The country is very divided. And actually, a few friends of mine, colleagues, professional musicians, and entrepreneurs, we came together. We're talking about the state of affairs in the world and in our own country here in the United States. And we were thinking, what can we do to bring more harmony, to bring more unity to this broken world? Of course, our language, which is language of the universe, the music, which does not need translators, is a wonderful tool to bringing everybody together. And we were discussing concerts, upcoming concerts, and our ideas, our dreams. Just like Ilya said that his dream was to perform to La Scala, and I hope the next will be Metropolitan Opera soon. Our dream together as a group was to create a new kind of orchestra. And the idea was born immediately. It just hit us. We were like, oh my gosh, that is it. We're going to create a new orchestra and name it Boston International Symphony Orchestra. By the way, one of the main founders, his name is Harry Zhu, and our conductor, who is also a co-founder, is Jorge Soto, a very famous conductor here in the United States. He's the conductor for the United Nations Orchestra at Carnegie Hall. He also conducts at Boston Symphony. He conducts Boston Symphony chamber players. He's a young and very ambitious conductor going places. So we all decided that this orchestra will be something new. Boston is very rich, has a very rich musical scene with BSO, Boston Symphony Orchestra, where I work, and Boston Modern Opera Project and Handel and Heinz Society, and all of these wonderful places. However, we as an international community, we do not hear our repertoire. We hear a lot of, standard repertoire, some American and modern, but I do not hear Ukrainian repertoire. So our Boston International Symphony Orchestra's mission is to bring unity to the world's cultures by performing diverse repertoire at the highest standard of excellence, because it's an all professional orchestra. And they will be performing not only standard repertoire, which is, of course, everybody's favorite, like Strauss, like Donizetti and Rossini, whom you will hear at our inaugural concert on January 18th, but also Ukrainian repertoire and repertoire from many other places in the world. And this particular time, you will hear Chinese symphonies, you will hear music from the Latin America, from South America. So you will be enveloped in the beauty of music that is uniting all of us in spirit and in beauty as well.
Thank you, Olga. And last question for Ilya. What should the audience expect during the New Year Grand Musical Night performance?
Well, Olga just mentioned that the repertoire is very wide, and it starts, and its emphasis on the waltz, as we hear. So we do with Olga some special duet. One of my favorite is from Die lustige Witwe. It's Lippenschweigen. So I think by Franz Ligar. And besides that, I believe we have some outstanding and renowned instrumentalists that also participate in that at that concert, and maybe Olga could give us a cue with further information, because I'm not, I don't know the whole program by heart.
Yes, so please dress up and pretend you are in Vienna for a Vienna ball, because this is New Year's, this is celebration. Definitely, Ilya, thank you for mentioning, Strauss, Rossini, Donizetti, all of these beautiful, Franz Lehár. I will be singing also an aria by Donizetti from Don Pasquale Norina's aria. But also, as I mentioned, we're going to have the Ukrainian march. We will have Radetzky march by Strauss. We will have some Chinese repertoire and Libertango. Yes,
Wow.
with a
Wow.
world champion accordion player, Corey Pesaturo. Actually, if you Google him, he's supposedly one of the best in the world right now. And he will be accompanied by symphony orchestra. And so please dress up. And we do have surprises for you. We'll have some waltzing towards the end of the program. I mean, what kind of New Year with Blue Danube waltz by Strauss without dancing in the aisles, and some professional dancers will be joining us as well. So it promises to be an incredible night of music, beauty, sparkles. That's why I'm wearing this right now. And just good company, community coming together.
That's a wonderful initiative. Thank you so much, Olga. And now, what can we play for our listeners?
Well, I think perhaps, Figueroa's aria would be a really fun way to end this program. And you can see all of the information and details at the www.bisorchestra.org.
Perfect. And I'll be there. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us today on WNTN Radio Boston.
Ci vediamo al concerto. Grazie a tutti.
Grazie Viviana, grazie a tutti e tanti auguri.
Grazie.